First things first, you want to preheat your oven to 300 degrees. An 8" by 8" baking pan with parchment paper. Next, take a medium-sized bowl, stir in 1/2 cup melted butter, 1/4 cup sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and then mix all that together. And you're going to add 1 cup of flour to that. There we go. Then we're adding 1 cup of flour. And when you're done mixing, you'll have a nice dough that should look like this. Now you're gonna take your lined pan and scoop that, and then you're gonna put the dough in that. And you're going to press the dough into the pan, just using your hands to spread it out. Like that. Make sure it gets enough. That's good. It doesn't have to look perfect because you're going to be putting filling over it anyways. Now that your mixture has been pressed in, we're going to bake that in the oven at 300 for 15 minutes. And while that's baking, we're going to get started on the apple filling. To make the apple filling, you're going to need a medium-sized bowl. You want to slice 2 large apples. Make sure to peel and have them thinly sliced. I went ahead and did that. You're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and you can add whatever spices, any other spices you would like. I'm adding a little bit of cloves, just a pinch. Now you're gonna mix that all together until the apples are evenly coated with the spices and flour and sugar. Okay, and now those are nice and coated, and we are gonna set this bowl aside for now. We're gonna get to work on the crumble. To make the streusel crumble for the topping, you're gonna need 1/2 cup of oats, 1/3 cup brown sugar. You can use light or dark, it does not matter. And you're gonna make sure the brown sugar is packed, so you're just gonna take it and press it to make sure it is filled like so, and then add that. You're gonna need 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 cup of flour. Now you're gonna whisk that all together, just like so. Make sure everything is kind of just evenly whisked in. It may take a minute to get the cinnamon. You're gonna take 1/4 cup of butter. So that's half a stick of butter, and you're gonna cut it into little cubes, and then just add those in. And then you're gonna cut in the butter. You can do this with a pastry blender or a couple of forks, but I am just gonna use my hands. So you just take it and you just cut it into the mix until it resembles coarse breadcrumbs. Like I said, you can use a pastry blender or a couple of forks. I just find it easiest to use my hands. And this is the texture you're wanting with that. And now we set this aside until our crust is done. Now that your crust is done, at least for its first 15 minutes, it should look something like this. And now You're gonna take those apples that we mixed together earlier, and you are going to just layer them on top. Make sure they're spread out good. And it may look like there are too many, and if it does, just press them down because the apples are the best part. I'd say the apples are pretty evenly dispersed. And now we're gonna add our crumble. So we are just gonna take that and we are just gonna sprinkle it on top like so. And remember to get the corners and the edges good. And there is the oven, which means it is done going up to the next temperature. So we're just gonna spread that out a little bit more. And then pop this back into the oven for 30 to 35 minutes.